What's up, everybody? So I have some interesting news today. So apparently, the state of Israel over in the Middle East decided to completely lock down because of COVID-19. Good. You know why I say that's good? Because I'm sure the Palestinians are probably thinking, oh, thank God, now Israel probably won't bomb us now. Oh, that must be great. You know, this is probably great. I'm sure all the other countries over there, I'm sure including the region of Gaza and all the other places that Israel has invaded and bombed and everything else, I'm sure they're happy about that too. They're probably like, yeah! They're like, oh, okay, well maybe just for, because I think Israel was going to like lock down for like 2 or 3 weeks or something, so maybe Israel will not bomb those countries, maybe just for 3 weeks, maybe they'll get a break. They'll probably get a break just for now, okay, so anything. Now, before anyone jumps down my throat and tries to label me an anti-Semite, okay, let me just break this down. Just because I do not support Israel does not mean I am anti-Semitic, and as a matter of fact, that couldn't be any further from the truth, okay, because I'll tell you right now, I know people who are Jewish. One of my friends on this website, as a matter of fact, is Jewish as well. So before anyone wants to call me that, it's bullshit because I'm not. I'm just saying I don't like Israel's policies and the way that they treat the Palestinians, and I think our country needs to stop kissing Israel's ass and giving them money, because that's the only way Israel can break international law and get away with it. The reason why they get away with it is because our country gives them money. The West gives them money, and all the countries in a lot of countries in Europe actually have given them a shit ton of money. So that's the only reason why they can get away with it. That's the only reason why Israel can get away with doing all these types of things. You know, that they build walls and build settlements on other countries that doesn't belong to them. They jumped a ship. They jumped. I remember the Israeli Navy jumped a ship. It just all these horrible things. And every time the UN passes a resolution condemning what Israel does, our country has constantly voted against that and said, "Oh no, you can't do this. You can't say that about Israel. You can't do this and that." Okay, that's the problem I have, and this goes for every president of this country. Only a few presidents had the balls to tell Israel otherwise and to say that. So I'm just going to break it down. Israel is the biggest terrorist fuck state on the face of the planet. Probably next to North Korea. But I'll tell you right now, North Korea, because of COVID, they're kind of sort of minding their business. But North Korea is bad too, guys. And I'm not comparing Israel to North Korea or anything like that. I'm just saying they are a terrorist state, I think, in my personal opinion. And if you want to say that that's anti-Semitic, then that's bullshit, because it's not. It's not anti-Semitic to say that Israel's current government is a terrorist state. They've always been a terrorist state. Okay? Like, they commit state terrorism. When you commit violence and kill people for political purposes, that by definition is terrorism. The way they treat the Palestinians is terrorism. What they did to Lebanon in 2006 was state terrorism. So you can't sit here and tell me that this is not that, because it is. Because it is. Now, in my personal opinion, the whole Israel-Palestine thing, I don't think our country should support either side. We shouldn't support either side because it's fucking pointless. What's the point in defending one side over the other one? But what I'm saying is it's not right what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. That land does not belong to them. It's as simple as that. You can't sit there and say it just simply doesn't. What about building settlements? What about building settlements on land that doesn't belong to them? Okay, so I'm just saying. And look, every single president of this, just about, okay, Obama at the end of his term kind of sort of stood up to their corruption and said, no, we're not gonna, stood up to Netanyahu and everything else. Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel is the George W. Bush of Israel. I'm just gonna put that right out there. He is a warmonger, just like Bush. And now, as a matter of fact, Benjamin Netanyahu, he said that if the U.S. took out Saddam Hussein, it would bring peace to the Middle East. Yeah, it brought peace to the Middle East, fucker. Yeah, it really brought peace to the Middle East. So that's what I'm talking about. When Israel tells the U.S. to jump, the U.S. will say, how high? That's the problem that we have. That's the problem that we're facing in terms of our foreign policy over there. And look, this is not just limited to Israel. This is not just limited to them. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at the way they're treating Yemen. Saudi Arabia is committing a genocide against Yemen. Okay, they have a blockade against Yemen. Their war against the Houthis over in Yemen. Saudi Arabia is killing Yemeni men, women, and children. Millions of people in Yemen are at risk for starvation because of a blockade that Saudi Arabia is putting on Yemen. And many people are at risk for starvation and dehydration and all other kinds of crippling problems. So that's what they're doing. And we're giving them money as well. It's not right. Okay? It's not right it's just not right. Because our country has supported rogue regimes throughout history, and this is no different. This is no different, people. This is no different whatsoever. So yes, I do not agree with our country blindly defending Israel, because it's not. And then many politicians will use the fancy word anti-Semitism. Now again, there are SJWs on the left that scream racism and everything else, but the SJWs on the right are going to sit and complain and use the word anti-Semitism to shield criticism of Israel. Kind of like how the Russian Kremlin does with regards to Russophobia. Anytime someone says something critical about Russia, what do? The Kremlin screams about Russophobia. All these little fancy words have been nullified by these people. By any type of criticism of that is anti-Semitic. No, it's not anti-Semitic to criticize Israel and their rogue policies. It is not Islamophobic to say that about Saudi Arabia or the other Gulf nations that are behaving this way. And it is, or just like it's not, all these different things. It's ridiculous to say, or just like it's not Russophobic, or just it's not Russophobic to say that, some of the things that Russia has been doing is wrong. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. It's just completely stupid. So no, yeah, Israel apparently is on a nationwide lockdown for some time, and I'm sure the Palestinians are like, oh, thank God, man, maybe they're not going to bomb us for like a while, huh? Maybe I would hope that they never bomb us again and they stop taking our land. Wait, what? That's what I'm talking about. And I'm sure, Trump is no different with regards to this. Every president of this country, you are in the pockets of these pro-Israeli groups, AIPAC, and you go down the list. Every single one of them are in the pockets of these pro-Israeli groups, like AIPAC, for example, or pro-Zionist groups and shit like that. So, no, I'm criticizing what Israel has done because it's freaking wrong. I'm criticizing it because it's wrong, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And no, I think that Israel does deserve a state of their own, but so doesn't Palestine. So don't they. They deserve one too. So what? Why don't they deserve a state? They're civilians too. Israelis are civilians. They have a state. That's good. But Palestinians are people too. They deserve a state, don't they? But our country keeps vetoing their possibility of independence. Just like with their independence. Or just like with Taiwan. Taiwan, no different. Just like that, it's no different. Just with Taiwan. It's just ridiculous how it's same thing. Or just like saying, saying it's racist to say that China is to blame for the coronavirus. Again, stupid words. It's bullshit. So yeah, I thought I would just want to get on here and talk about that. But yeah, just for those who are wondering about what I think of the whole Israel-Palestine conflict, I don't like either side because I don't think it's right. And yeah, with like Hezbollah, Hezbollah and Hamas, when they do, do they do fucked up shit against Israel? Of course they do. But here's the thing though, what instigates that kind of thing? What instigates that? What instigates that? If Israel wasn't doing the things that they were doing, see, people will go to extreme options. It's not right though, because I'm against violence on any side of any conflict. That's why war is not the way to go, except in the midst of like an imminent attack or something like that. But no, Israel has been occupying Palestinian land from the very beginning. They've been doing it from the beginning, and it's not right. It's not right to occupy anybody's. It's not right to occupy anybody's land. It's not right. And remember, the U.S., for example, look at what we did to the Native Americans. I mean, that was fucked up. I mean, you can go look at that. But so yeah, I thought I would get on here and talk about this because I wanted to kind of get my belief. I just wanted to get my my thoughts out there. So yeah, Israel is under a lockdown. So I thought, you know what? Hey, maybe now they're not going. Hey, maybe now they're not gonna do anything to Palestine for a while. Let's hope not. Let's just hope they stop. And you know what? Israel has made peace with the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain in recent months, and I think that's great. The more peace, the better. But here's the thing: they should start doing that with the Palestinians. But you know what? Neither side wants to budge, and our country should just say, you know what? You guys can go deal with this on your own. We're not going to fucking deal with this. That's how I look at it. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you all for listening, and I'll link some of this stuff in the description here. So anyway, let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe, and I will be back with more soon. I know I haven't been uploading that much lately, but I'll try to start uploading more regularly when I get the time. But anyway, thank you all for listening. This is Zach the Celtics guy. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with more soon. Peace. Have a nice day or night. See y'all again soon. Bye for now. Peace out.